Well, I'm joined on the broadcast by Charu Sharma, cricket commentator. I'm also joined by fans from both teams. Diya Kakkar, she is a supporter of the Bangalore team, and Deepthi Sarikonda, supporter of the Hyderabad team. Charu, good evening to you. First, your team, Bangalore, promised a lot in the beginning, but faded away in the end. They lost 5 of the last 5 matches. Would you say in the end, pressure got to them?
Well, just this match particularly, because yes, you can argue that pressure got to them the earlier matches as well. And Kohli just confessed that they never really had enough runs on the board. But I'm sorry, there's an echo here, but that's, if you're okay with it, I'm okay with it. But, yeah, the final match, I mean, the truth is that just like if you score 200, the chances of somebody chasing that are about 5%. If you score 130 and change in a match such as this, chances that somebody's going to defend that become about 5 to 10%. The fact that RCB got so close to defending it is a tribute to their bowlers and just their hard work. But, it was never going to be, it was always going to be SRH's game, because 130 and change is rather easy to chase, because it's basically a run of ball. You can just walk it. Yes, they were in early trouble, and the RCB bowlers did really well. We've got to hand them that. But it was always going to be SRH when you got 130 to chase. So, yeah, my team, Bangalore, lots of support for it. Lots of people will once again be disappointed. But, there is a jinx. What can I say? And they haven't been able to break it in 13 seasons.
And would you say it's because, of the fact, I shouldn't use this ugly word of South Africans and having chokers in the side, they also choked?
No, they've got a bit of a curse on, but more on that later. No, I think ABD played really well. I mean, come on, he's been the mainstay of the team despite the fact that he doesn't play regular cricket. So, and Dale Steyn was one of the, he was the finest bowler in the world, but not anymore. So it's not the South Africans really. It's just the fact that they did not have yet another good game, and of course the pressure told. I mean, this was a knockout. So all the other matches that they played and lost were not good preparation for the knockout match, because you need to go into the knockout match with great confidence. They can handle pressure. They're some of the best players in the world. But that confidence surely was chipped away with every loss in the last few matches.
Also, there were 2 international captains in the end taking Hyderabad home. Before I go to Deepthi, let me go to Diya. Diya, 12 overs of leg spin tonight. They only conceded 58 runs. At that point, did you feel that the match could swing Virat Kohli's way?
Actually, these overs only gave us that hope that, we can win this match, because the way Yuzvendra Chahal and Adam Zampa bowled, it was just so wonderful to see, and they actually gave us hope that we can definitely win this match. Although we knew the fact that there were not enough runs on the board with just 131 runs. The way Adam Zampa, he just gave, in his first 2 overs, he gave 3 runs, and that was wonderful to see, but we couldn't capitalize on the situation. Actually, the runs were not enough. That's the main problem. So it was a bold decision by Virat Kohli to, bring in so many spinners, 4 spinners on this pitch, but it actually paid off, I would say.
Charu, coming back to you, would you say that it was a very bold decision by Virat Kohli once again to open today? He talks about intent, and that was the real show of intent, though, it didn't pay off in the end.
Well, a lot of leaders like to lead from the front, and Kohli certainly does. So even if he dropped himself to 3 or 4, he may have felt that people may criticize him for saying, well, you're the best batsman in the team, best batsman in the world. Why don't you take all 20 overs? So there was this whole business of, taking a lot of load on his own shoulders, which doesn't always work. Because, there is additional pressure. I think he would have maintained his normal slot. But, you can't prevent him from trying to, I'm not saying playing the hero, but trying to say, all right, I'll take it on. I'm the captain. I'm going to do it for my team, especially in this match. But of course, it didn't work out. When it doesn't work out, there's always criticism saying, oh, why did you have to move your batting order? If it had worked out, people would have said, oh, what a genius. So that's one of the usual sort of situations in cricket, and we've got to live with that. But no harm pushing himself to an opening slot.
And as you said, that Virat Kohli loves to lead from the front. So does David Warner. But Deepthi, would you say that tonight Hyderabad was a little lucky that, they had 2 very experienced men in the end, the West Indian captain and the Kiwi captain, to guide them home?
Absolutely. It was a match where it went very close. Credits to RCB. It is one of my favorite teams also, apart from SRH. And the way they didn't lose hopes and took it to the end with the least amount of score they had, it is very commendable. And in that situation, the pressure handling thing, again, captaincy, 2 international captains, they came in, they stepped in, and they took it, away from them. That I would call that. So even 9 out of 6 in the last over, if it is not someone who is experienced, it can be hard. I would say I'm really impressed with both of them, and bringing in Holder to the side is our biggest positive. West Indians coming in and changing games this IPL has been the trend, and I'm very happy with the result.
Diya Kakkar, would you say the turning point of the game today was Devdutt Padikkal not managing to hold on to that grab, though he saved 5 runs there, but had he got Kane Williamson at that point, the match would have turned RCB's way?
Actually, it was going to be a difficult catch. We all knew that, but these are the only chances that, we have to cash in order to win that match, because we know the way Kane Williamson batted, he was just so brilliant. And had Devdutt Padikkal taken that catch, I think things could have changed for us. And you know how Mayank Agarwal did in Punjab's match, the way if Devdutt Padikkal would have done the same thing, I think the result could have been different.
Charu, coming back to you, what is it about, Hyderabad and winning low-scoring thrillers, using their bowlers? They always have had skillful bowlers, to help them in any situation. But what is it about them and winning low-scoring games?
Well, Rika, I've said this again. I've said it before. I'll say it again. That winning low-scoring games is 90% in favor of the chasing team. So you'll find those odd matches, 1 out of 20, 1 out of 40, that a team will be able to defend 125, 130. It doesn't always work that way. But the big advantage, of course, is when you have a player such as Kane Williamson, who is actually more correct than not. He showed some 360 shots today. He showed some adventurous shots. But, he's a very correct player and one of the best batsmen in the world, top 3 for sure. To have somebody like him there, right till the end, you can walk the score of 132. Yes, they were in trouble at 60 and change for 4, but to have somebody like Kane Williamson, you always back him because there was no fire. You don't have to score 12, 14, 16 and over. It's a situation tailor-made for somebody like Williamson and his correct play. Now, Holder was the dangerous man because, he's not known for big scores and he's not known for quick scoring either. And when he played a dot ball, what was it, the 5th or the 4th dot ball of the final over? I said, oh my God, no. But luckily, of course, he did very well in the end as well. But you've got to hand it over to somebody like Kane Williamson, just the right guy for Sunrise Hyderabad to depend on. Remember, they had some very good players at the top as well, but pressure can get to you. And of course, RCB bowled very well. So in the end, we'll have to hand it over to Kane Williamson. I wonder if he's the man of the match or not, but Holder too is a contender with his 3 for 25 and 24 not out.
Yeah, and it's the only time you will see that a Kiwi is helping an Aussie win, taking his team home. That is what IPL is all about. And an Aussie cheering for a Kiwi, that happens in IPL. But Charu, before I wrap up the discussion, Hyderabad versus Delhi in qualifier 2, what are your predictions?
Well, once again, Delhi are going into the qualifier, the second qualifier, in the same kind of, should I say, situation that RCB went in. Their confidence has been eroded. They've got a few very low scores in the last couple of matches, and they had a chance to really, shoot up that ladder earlier on. They lost many matches towards the end.
Right.
So their confidence is low, no doubt about it. And, whether they score first or whether they bat first or they chase, they have a better man-to-man team than Sunrise Hyderabad.
Right.
But can you imagine SRH going to this final qualifier saying, man, we could do it, so we're going to do it again. I think the confidence levels are going to be fabulous for Hyderabad and a little subdued for Delhi. Although I prefer Delhi, as it were, because they haven't won. And I've said it again and again, I want a new name on that trophy. Well, at least in the final, if not on that trophy.
Well, it'll be interesting to see who makes it to the final after that game on Sunday between Delhi and Hyderabad. Thank you very much, Charu. Thank you, Deepti. Thank you, Diya, for joining me on the broadcast this evening.